on the topic of people that were Chilul Shabbat by mistake or on purpose, are we allowed to benefit from their Chilul Shabbat? So there's a common thing that happens constantly. By mistake, you're walking by a light switch, and you, by mistake, your hand knocks the switch on, and the light is on Shabbat. Now I wouldn't even call that mezid for sure. That's not even shogeg. Shogeg is when you do something intentionally, but you don't realize that it's asur. For example, you forget that the day is Shabbat, or you forget that it's asur to do this on Shabbat. So you're doing it willingly, but without realizing that it's isur. That's called shogeg. But then when a person walks by a light switch and just by mistake his hand knocks the light switch, that's not even shogeg. That's called mitasek. You want to call it honest. He didn't even try to do it. By mistake, knocked the switch. So, is one allowed to stay in that room and benefit from the light that the room has now, or not? Do we say that's like someone did it b'shogeg, and we learned earlier that if a person was mechalel Shabbat b'shogeg, you're not allowed to benefit from that until Motzei Shabbat? Or do we say no? Here it's better because it was mitasek, it was honest, and therefore maybe he's allowed to actually stay in the room. So Chacham Ovadia discusses this, and he comes out that it's a machloket. He says some say that you're allowed because you had absolutely no intention to do it, and some are all said. But he ends off that although it is better maybe to be machmir, but of course halachically, bottom line, if a person wants to be mekel and he really doesn't have another place to sit, if not, he's allowed to sit in that place. Now this is very common. I don't want you to confuse this. Many times you have your children, they walk into a bathroom or they walk into a room and they turn on their lights. I would not put that in the same category. Children are not really chayav to keep Shabbat until they're 13. And therefore, of course, we try to teach them as chinuch. But if a child by mistake turns on the light, or even on purpose, whatever it is for that matter, the point is a child turned it on, I would not even call that Chilul Shabbat. You're allowed to sit in the room l'chatchila. That's not the discussion today. The discussion today is when you have a person, an adult, who by mistake knocked the light with his hand. That's called mitasek. Here we have a machloket of the poskim if one is allowed to use that. And Chacham Ovadia says if he doesn't have another thing to sit in, and if it's too complicated for him to leave the room, he's allowed to be mekel, like the opinions who are lenient and say that it's okay. But again, by a child, you're definitely allowed to sit in that room. Baruch Adonai Le'olam.